All right, today's the day. After 15 years of requests, I'm finally revealing the recipe of my signature dish, my pumpkin bread, which happens to have a surprising ingredient, but it's not going to be a surprise much longer because I'm going to make this for you right now. Welcome to Secret Kitchens of New Jersey. Today's the day. Today's the day that I've decided to share my absolute ultimate recipe that I've been making for easily 15 years. It's pumpkin bread. So I know there's a gazillion pumpkin bread recipes out there. And I'm calling mine the ultimate, and that's a bold claim. But I am doing something a little bit different, and here's a clue right here, pineapple. So my pumpkin bread, of course it has pumpkin, but it has an entire can of crushed pineapple in its own juice. It's a unique ingredient. It comes out, it's absolutely incredible. Plus I've got chocolate chips and raisins. It's really stupendous. So in my family, everyone knows, oh, Andrea, pumpkin bread, that's my signature recipe. The Amazon driver, the UPS driver, all my friends who come to my house, everyone leaves here with pumpkin bread. And I think you'll agree. All right, let's get started. So recipe, all that jazz, all below in the description. I'm starting in a great big bowl. You really don't even have to use a mixer for this. I'm just going to do my my whisks. Okay, I've got my extra whisks. So it starts out, now by the way, this is a big recipe. It's going to make a lot of pumpkin bread, and we'll get into that a little bit later. So I've got my white sugar and my brown sugar. I just want to break it up with my whisk. Okay, gotta have brown sugar for this. I don't mean light brown, I mean brown. And to that, I'm adding a cup of neutral oil, whatever neutral oil you want. Stick that over there. And I'm just, I'm just gonna mix this together, okay? Mixing. All right, my sugar and my oil is mixed. Next, we've got 4 room temperature eggs. I'm gonna add in, I'll add in 2 at a time. I'm adding the other 2 eggs right in here. All right, to this, definitely have to add vanilla. A good splash of vanilla. This is my homemade vanilla. I started brewing this up 1 year ago in August of 2020. I started with this, and I just started using it. All right, now we're going to add the pumpkin. So I'm using, this is a full can of pumpkin. What is this, 15 ounces? And remember, it's pumpkin. It's not pumpkin pie mix. That's a totally different animal. So let's get the pumpkin in here, get this mixed up. All right, that looks good. And then I've got the entire can of crushed pineapple. This is what I feel makes this pumpkin bread especially moist, gives it a very unique flavor in the best possible way. We're going to move to our dry ingredients. Let me just move this out of the way. 4 cups all-purpose flour. I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of baking soda. Adding all this to my dry. That's 1, 2. I need a teaspoon of salt, kosher salt. You know me, Diamond Crystal. Mix this up a little. All right, now, listen, pumpkin pie needs flavor. So I make my own pumpkin pie, pumpkin spice, and I can put that in the comments as well, in the description for you as well. I mean, we're looking at cinnamon. What do I have? Cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger. It's really a very strong depth of flavor that makes this pumpkin bread fabulous. I am going to take a heaping tablespoon. let's get this right in here. All right, we're just going to mix it until it's well combined. We don't want to over mix. Okay, you can see I've got this just about all mixed together. I don't want to see any streaks of the flour. So another moment and this is all good. The final things that we're going to add to this. I've got about 1.25 cups of chocolate chips. In we go. About 1.25 cups of raisins. That didn't take long at all. All mixed together. You can see what it looks like. And you can see also there's a lot of batter here. All right, so here's the deal. My oven is preheated to 350, okay? So you can go a couple of different ways here. I'm going to show you. You can either use loaf pans, and this recipe is going to make enough for 2 loaf pans. Or you can make about 3 dozen cupcakes, which I love to do also. Making cupcakes are great. Or my favorite way is I use these mini loaf pans. And what I do, I make 8 of these, 8 mini loaf pans at a time. And the reason I like to do it this way is because I am always gifting these, and I just wrap these up. They freeze beautifully. In fact, it's even delicious eating it right out of the freezer. But I'll make 8 at a time, and that way I always have something to give to people, not to mention when I have a snack attack. So let me just prepare, let me kind of clear my deck a little bit here, and I'll show you what we do when we get these in the pan, okay? So here are my 8 mini loaf pans. And I did give them a little spritz of spray so everything is non-stick, although I really never had a problem with it sticking. But all right, so my trick is I happen to have this giant ladle. It's a 6-ounce ladle. It's one of my prized possessions. And you do this however, any way you want to. But I will just take this and give each one a ladle full. And then at the end, whatever is left over, I'll divide it up. Because this part's a little bit messy. I can't deny that. All right, so let me get these full, and then I'll show you what it all looks like before I put it in the oven, okay? Okay, so here is the pumpkin bread, all divided up into the 8 mini pans. Okay, going in the oven. 350 oven, about, it could be like 45 minutes. You got to check your oven. My oven tends to run hot. If you were doing this in the loaf pans, I would say it might take, 50 minutes, maybe even as much as an hour. And but again, my preferred way to do it, and I'm going to check this at the 35-minute mark and just see how they're doing. I might just go in and turn the pan around, all right? So give these a tap so there's no air bubbles, and I'm going to get these in the oven, and I'll see you in a little while, all right? Okay, they're out of the oven. My secret recipe is not going to be a secret any longer. So these were in the oven about 40 minutes. And again, you watch your oven, and I think they look awesome. This place smells fantastic. But Jim, if you kind of come in with the camera, oh, here, let me hold this one up. I want you to see that if you look at it closely, you can actually see little bits there, which is the pineapple. But most people who taste this won't ever know that there's pineapple in it. All right, but you know my secret now. All right, so I took this one out. It's still kind of warm, but let's cut into it because honestly, we cannot wait a moment longer. Here, let me hold this up. All right, so you see the colors, we've got the chocolate chips, we've got the raisins. You can actually see the pieces of pineapple in there. Yep. All right, so naturally, we got to have some. It's good. I haven't even had it yet, and it's good. Big chunk of pineapple right there. There is such depth of flavor from all the pumpkin pie spices. Much more than just cinnamon. It's delicious. You got the pineapple, you got the raisins, you got the chocolate chips. It's not overly sweet, and of course we're getting lots of sweetness from the raisins and the chocolate chips, and even the pineapple. This is, in my opinion, the ultimate pumpkin bread. By the way, I don't know why they call it bread. It's really like cake. Listen, please like and subscribe. You keep me inspired. And I want you to make this pumpkin bread, and I want you to tell me what you think of it. I think it's extraordinary, and I think you're going to love it. All right? I'll see you next time on Secret Kitchens of New Jersey. Bye, everyone.